Mark, 3 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Your next airtime on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this live show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 573-893-7477. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for today's live show brought on the Georgia Southern Sports Network. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this live show broadcast. Studios, when you hear, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime, on my mark. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds. Have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Georgia Southern Sports Network. On the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield, presented by Morris Bank, this is Hail Southern Live. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Hot wings, cold beer, and good times. Coming up, your all-access pass into Georgia Southern athletics, including a visit with head football coach Clay Helton. Hail Southern Live is brought to you by Morris Bank. It pays to bank blue. Morris Bank, member FDIC. Eagle Nation Collective, the official NIL collective of Georgia Southern Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Optum Orthopedics, your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics, they're here for you. And by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport and the Savannah Airport Commission. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now let's head live inside Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Eagle Nation, it is great to see you again. One more time back at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. This is Hail Southern Live on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield. 60 minutes worth of Georgia Southern athletics talk. We'll have plenty of football coming up later on. We will visit with head coach Clay Helton, also punter Alex Smith, as the Eagles prepare for the start of Sun Belt Conference play this weekend up in Atlanta. Georgia Southern versus Georgia State, 11th all-time meeting, but the very first Georgia Grown Bowl, thanks to a special partnership between the two schools, along with Georgia Grown and the Georgia Department of Agriculture. 3:30 Eastern kickoff. It's nationally televised on ESPNU. Our broadcast will begin at 1:30 with the Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show. If you have any questions or comments, you can submit those at GS Sports Network. You can also do so on Facebook Live in the comments section. But one of the best stories in Eagle Athletics all season long, Georgia Southern Volleyball, 9 straight wins. They are off to a 10-1 start, and they will begin conference play this weekend as well. They're at Hanner to take on Old Dominion. Please welcome in head coach Chad Willis to Wild Wing Cafe. The white-hot Georgia Southern Volleyball squad, 9 straight wins, 19 consecutive set victories. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, Danny, it's been a fun start, and it gets real fast. So we got a good ODU team coming in town this weekend, but we've got a really connected group that's doing some really good things to start the season.
How's it all come together?
I think when talent meets culture, so we're very fortunate we've got 6 solid seniors who are doing a great job leading us on and off the court. Pair that with a good junior class and some pretty outstanding freshmen and sophomores coming in. And like I said, it's all about being connected and communicating at an elite level. They're consistent in their approach every single day, and just a super fun group to be around.
We hear all the time that the best teams are the ones that are player-led. When you've got seniors that know the standard, that execute the standard, but the youth that also understand and see what it takes as well, it seems that's where a group can really take the next step.
Yeah, if they had a head coach that knew who he was talking about, they might be worth something. So we'll see. But no, it's we're really proud of our culture. We talk about it a lot. It is a player-led locker room every single day. They have a standard and they elevate that. Hold themselves to the best version of themselves, and we don't really compete against anybody except ourselves every single day. And so it's a group that's motivated. They've got a lot of high expectations, and all of our goals are right in front of us. So we're ready to go.
You've spent the entire month of September at home. You're going to get Old Dominion for the 2 this weekend at Hanner Fieldhouse, Friday at 6 and then Saturday at 2. After a little bit of travel, going to Auburn to start the season, but being able to play everything this month at home, what's the added comfort of not only playing well, but playing well and defending home turf?
Yeah, I mean, we say it all the time. Hanner, to me, is one of the best volleyball game day environments, not just in the Sun Belt, but in the country. Eagle Nation's been really good to us. I think, we've got an exciting product that fans want to come out and watch and be a part of. It's fast-paced. It's energetic. Our bench brings a lot of energy and a good time. And so, we want to be able to protect home court. We know we've got some solid opponents coming in Hanner this fall. And then, to me, to be an elite team and to be a championship-level team is in your ability to go on the road and win some matches. And so we've talked about that a lot with this team, and they're motivated. They know how to protect Hanner, take care of our house. But, we feel like we're equipped to go on the road and do some damage as well.
How do you practice great bench energy? Because that's been a big thing of yours ever since you got here.
Recruit high energy players, and so we've got a roster full of student athletes that just the girls come in every single day. I've joked with them multiple times this season. I in 20 plus years of doing this, I don't think I've laughed to the point of tears as much as I have with this group. They keep it real. They know how to have a good time. We have a saying in our gym: love what you do and who you do it with consistently, and this group knows how to get after it and take care of that.
Who's the funniest person on the team?
Lydia Seymour, without a doubt. Our 6'4" transfer middle. She's from Dallas-Fort Worth area, came to us from TCU. Funny story about Lydia, when I was talking with the coach from TCU when she was transferring, I said, what are we getting in this kid? And he said, we're losing all of our joy. And I didn't know what that meant at the time, but after having Lydia here in the spring and being around her this fall, every single day she comes in and she keeps us on our toes and keeps the energy light and knows how to have a good time, but also knows when to dial it up and lock it in, and that's what's really exciting about this group.
What has this team done that has surprised you so far?
Not a whole lot, Danny, if I'm being honest with you. I think for me, it's what I've been impressed with the most is this is a group that, when it's time for us to sort of dial it up, to turn the dial up a little bit, they do it without hesitation, whether it be in practice, whether that be in a close set. I look back to the Clemson match at home. Every single one of those sets was in what we call the red zone in volleyball, which is the last 5 points of a set, 20-25. We had a couple deuce sets in there, capped off by a 28-26, win in the fourth to seal the match. And at no point during that match did I ever feel like our group panicked. They kept their foot on the gas. They stayed the course. They were emotionally dialed in to everything that we were trying to do, executing game plan. And when we needed to come up with big plays, they came up with big plays. And to me, that's the sign of a really mature team That's a sign of a locker room that's completely connected and what we're trying to do and how we talk about our standards every day.
What's the elation after you pick up that Power 4 victory and the fact that you did it here?
Yeah, I just super proud for our team and not just our student athletes, but our coaching staff. Taylor and E have been with me now for 6 years, and Lexi's been with us for the last 2, and our support staff, people like LA and Kim, who work tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure that we have everything we need and touch our team on a daily basis. To have a win like that, I just think speaks volumes to how the program has come along, just not since joining the Sun Belt, but in our last 6 years here as a staff. And so more than anything, just elated for our group. They deserve it. They earn it. They come in every single day, do what we ask them to do it at a high standard. And it was just really fun to see the fruit of that.
Been racking up the Sun Belt Conference awards, multiple awards the last 2 weeks. You've had, 5 in the last 3 coming into this week. So the league is sorely recognizing that it's not just a good start, but you've got some individual talent that's also playing well collectively.
Yeah, you got to have great players. Somebody once told me you don't win the Kentucky Derby on a donkey. So, we've got to have some studs, and we certainly have our fair share of that. We've got a setter in Kirsten Barrett, who's sort of our quarterback, our QB1. She's running this offense, doing an incredible job. She's picked up 2 Setter of the Week nods. Ashlyn Lovett on the defensive side is currently 2nd in the country in all of Division I in digs per set. We're 3rd as a team in the country in digs per set. So we play through our defense. We pride ourselves on relentlessly pursuing the ball defensively, and I think that certainly has shown. That's been our identity to start. And then you add players like Jillian Gray coming off an Offensive Player of the Week. People like Reagan Barth, who had an excellent weekend coming off the solid freshman performance she had. And offensively, there's just so many different ways that we can come at you, we can attack you. And, I think this team, if it's one thing I like to say about us, is we're balanced. But we have our identity. We know who we are. We know what we're about. We know how to go get a win.
Actually talked with Reagan a couple of days ago. She's going to be on tomorrow's Inside Eagle Nation podcast. That'll go out Tuesday morning on gseagles.com and wherever you get your podcasts. The fact that she was first-team All-League as a freshman, that's one thing, but to come back from the injury that she had at the end of the season, she looks better than ever.
Yeah, no, that's a testament to our athletic training sports performance staff. I mentioned LA and Kim, but they worked really hard with Reagan post-surgery this spring to get her in a position where she could come back, get cleared, start the fall. And she's picked off right where she's left off. And actually, I think you're seeing a little better player in terms of just the load that she's handling in serve receive, as a first contact specialist, and then also what she's doing on the defensive side of the ball. She's digging over 3 balls a set. There's not liberos in this league that are doing that. And so for Reagan to do that alongside what she's doing offensively, especially as a sophomore, she's motivated. This group is motivated. This team is ready. Like I said, they've got high expectations. They know exactly what's in front of them, and all of our goals are right there.
Now, the timing of you being on this week serves another purpose because 2 years ago, you were on the week of Nebraska. You provided some motivation going to Lincoln. Last year, you were on when Eagle football went to Wisconsin. Right. Different this year because going to Atlanta this weekend, starting league play against Georgia State. So speak to us from the standpoint of a rivalry. How important is a week like this?
Well, I think anytime, you can play another in-state school, and certainly, there's no love lost between us and a Georgia State team. I think, it's interesting that they're calling it a road game because is it really a road game when Eagle Nation's going to put more fans in their stands than they do consistently? So I feel like just it's Coach Helton and crew driving over 3 hours to play a semi-home game away from home. But rivalries are there for a reason, and I know we're not supposed to say certain things, but I know, when emotions get high and there's a little bit more on the line, especially when you got a lot of Georgia high school football players that are going at each other, there's not a lot of love lost there. So you line them up, you get down in the trenches. Coach Helton's going to have this crew ready to go. And I do have a funny little dad joke for you, though. Danny, do you know what a Panthers' favorite track event is?
A Panthers' favorite track event?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
The long pounce. You get it? So yeah, no. All that to say, it's an exciting time, and for not just for football, but for clearly us as volleyball, soccer's are doing well. Rising tides lift all boats. Georgia Southern's in a great place right now. Coach Helton's ready to go get a road dub to open up Sun Belt play this weekend. We're going to grab 2 wins against ODU at home this weekend. We'll be ready to go, start the season strong.
6 o'clock on Friday, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Chad, thanks as always. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, Hail Southern, GATA.
That's head volleyball coach Chad Willis. Clay Helton will join us in just a couple of moments talking Eagle football going to Georgia State this weekend. This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield.
When someone says the word bank, what comes to mind? For most folks, it's probably dollar bills, loans, or safe deposit boxes. But these are all just things. Our bank is a collection of stories. At Morris Bank, it's the stories of relationships through the years. Stories of working hard to save for your first home or starting your own business. Stories where the hero is you. We just have a front row seat to your story, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Morris Bank, season presenting sponsor of Georgia Southern Football, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey Eagle Nation, it's Stacy Underwood from Uncle Shook's Barbecue Place. We are proud to be a sponsor of the Georgia Southern football team again this year. Remember, game day isn't complete without some of our delicious barbecue. Load up on all your Uncle Shook's favorites for your tailgate. Barbecue pork, smoked chicken, chicken fingers, macaroni and cheese, or any of our other delicious sides. To place an order, call 912-681-7484 or order online, uncleshooks.com. Go Eagles!
Pioneer Design and Marketing is the official marketing partner of Georgia Southern Athletics. Serving clients locally and globally, Pioneer is a design and digital marketing studio helping courageous brands stake their claim in crowded markets. From logos to websites to digital marketing strategies, these proud Georgia Southern alumni will get the right message in front of the right people to help you gain new ground. Pioneer Design and Marketing, building brands that gain new ground. Find them online at madebypioneer.com.
Since 1945, the SAC Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The SAC Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The SAC Company. We bring business to life.
It's game day. What do you take to the tailgate? A flat screen TV? Take it to the tailgate. Your wife's favorite blender? The DJ sound system? With a Ford F-150 truck, you can take it all. With available Pro Power onboard that acts like a mobile generator, you can use F-150 to take your tailgate to the next level. See your local Ford dealers for a great offer on F-150. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. You've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, don't sacrifice your comfort. Ogeechee Heating and Air has served Southeast Georgia and surrounding communities for more than 15 years. With more than 35 years of industry experience, these licensed and insured heating contractors have the experience and know-how to get your HVAC job done right the first time. Whether you're selecting a new heating or cooling system, repairing an existing system, or you just want lower energy bills and a healthier home, Ogeechee Heating and Air has the service and expertise you're looking for. Call today, 912-739-4035.
BBWH Insurers, owned and operated by Georgia Southern alumni, has been serving Southeast Georgia since 1888. Our partnerships with quality A-rated carriers such as Central Mutual Insurance Companies provide affordable and comprehensive coverage for your family and business. BBWH Insurers protects and supports our own. That's our true blue promise to you. Call me, Brad Powell, at 912-764-9602 or visit us online at bbwhins.com and go Eagles.
The snap. Pressure from the near side from Jackson. As Dart lets it fly deep middle. Wells up on the post. Intercepted at the 25. There's the first career pick as an Eagle for Chance Gamble.
How about that, Fitzgerald, Georgia?
Hail Southern Live is brought to you in part by our friends at Georgia Power. Georgia Power, a Southern company. Thanks again to head coach Shad Willis from Georgia Southern Volleyball. Watch them at Hanner this weekend if you don't make the trip to Atlanta. Friday and Saturday against Old Dominion to start Sunbelt Conference play. They are 10-1 with 9 straight wins. ODU comes to town from Norfolk. They're off to an 11-2 start as well. We've got Eagle football for the next couple of segments. Be joined a little bit later on by punter Alex Smith, who's in the middle of an outstanding second season in Statesboro. But Eagle Nation, if you would please welcome in Head Coach Clay Helton to Wild Wing Cafe. A couple times earlier today it came up, getting back home from Ole Miss at, 6 a.m., somewhere around there. And you said the guys went right to work as soon as they got to the FOC. So is somebody there on coffee detail, or how do you guys make that all work?
No, a lot of the guys are grading the tape on the way back on the plane. Really thank Jacob King and the job that he does, our video coordinator, to be able to, basically get the film graded, prepare for having our players, and being able to evaluate that tape and make decisions, and then jump right in to Georgia State. It's that part of the year when you get a couple long trips. We had one at Nevada, got a little one at Ole Miss on this one, got back early morning and back to work. So that's part of the game.
When you get back that quickly and you turn the page so quickly, are you just saying Ole Miss goes in the filing cabinet and you got to pick up what you had from Georgia State last year, or is this a clean slate because they've got a new staff?
No, you really got to you want to evaluate the past game, make those corrections, and then you evaluate basically the first 3 games that they've had, and we're fortunate because we have those 3 games. With this new staff, 48 new players, you're looking at personnel matchups. You're also looking at what schemes are they using within that personnel group, and you've got a terrific staff that Coach McGee has put together that's doing a nice job of using their personnel, both offensively and defensively, have played really good team football over the last 2 games, and will be a challenge. It should be a fun game on Saturday.
Taking a peek back to over the weekend in Oxford against a number 5 Ole Miss team, super talented, especially that defensive line, and then Jackson Dart throws for close to 400 yards with 4 scores. But we mentioned this earlier on Inside Georgia Southern Football. It's not very often that a power conference school sets an attendance record, even less against a group of 5 team. But 67,505, that's the most that had ever seen a game at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. It's nice to be a part of history.
Yeah, what a great experience for our kids. I've really felt that these 4 games that we've played non-conference has really built us for our conference play.
Yeah.
You have the availability to play some of the better teams in the country in Ole Miss and Boise State. You make a hard road trip to Nevada, a hard road trip to Ole Miss, and you really toughened yourself. You've hardened yourself as a football team as you're getting ready to go back on the road for an opening conference game against Georgia State.
What kind of respect do you feel like your program gains from not only playing a program like that on national television, but doing so many things well?
Well, we're trying to build a national product, and you got to be able to and we expect to win every game that we play. We walked in there with the expectations of playing well, competing at a very high level, and did some really good things, and then some things that when you're playing a premier football team, a top 5 football team, can separate you in a hurry. You can't have 2 turnovers. Can't have the 2 critical holding penalties that we got on drives. And, we had 2 coverage busts that ended up being long plays. When you do that early, all of a sudden you look up and it's 17-0 and you're fighting from behind. Now, credit to our kids. They always fight and they always compete and they put themselves back in the game, got it to 2 scores, got a surprise onside, and you're looking there and you're on the plus side territory. Okay, now we're in a ball game. Let's go play. And so I think it was valuable lessons to our guys. That was a message to the team about, and it's not their want to, it's not their effort, not their courage, not their toughness, not their attitude. They're playing as hard as they can, great game plan. It's really about doing the assignment and fundamental technique things consistently at a high level.
Take that piece by piece, because 2 plays into the game, you're down 7-0. You fumble the first snap. They take over inside the 10-yard line to begin a drive. But to test the resolve of that defense, tackle for loss, quarterback hurry, only giving up a field goal. That was a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. Great play by T.J. Smith out on the perimeter on first down. Latrell Bullard up the middle to stop the run on second. And then you got Day coming up the middle again on a pressure and makes Jackson release it and holds him to a field goal on a 3-and-out. That was give you a chance to stay in that football game early, and it was a great stop by our defense.
What's it like to watch one of your tailbacks throw a touchdown pass?
It was exciting. It was something that we had set up the week before. If you remember, OJ was at the quarterback position, making that fake to JC and running counter off tackle, and really had said, okay, hey, if we get this called versus South Carolina State, this is the complement to it. Obviously we've used OJ in some passing situations and felt this was an ultra aggressive defense Ole Miss had. Thought it was good timing, and Coach Applin made a great call.
Before we take our next time out, you prefaced the onside kick, and it felt like something was coming. The way it was aligned, not sure if you were going to do it in that instance, but on the field, it was called out of bounds, and it was so tough to tell live whether he was in or not. But then you slow it down, you realize, okay, he has possession.
Yeah.
That toe's in bounds. That's an amazing play by Jet.
Yeah, when it was going so fast, we were like, gosh, that's really close.
Yeah.
I don't know. And, immediately the referee had called, no, he was out of bounds. I was like, dang it, it was the right alignment, the right kick. We came up just short. But then they reviewed it and go, oh, my goodness, they saw something. And what a great play by Gavin, who really might have been the MVP of the game with 2 field goals. That surprise onside. The 2 out of 3 touchbacks he kicked off, and then Jet, all he does is make big plays for us, and made a huge one there to have us have an opportunity to get back in the game.
Coming up in a little bit, we'll be talking with Georgia Southern punter Alex Smith with another segment with head coach Clay Helton after this timeout. You are watching Hail Southern live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Your cargo transportation choice in Savannah and the Southeast. For freight management, consolidation, warehousing, and more, including flexible and responsive drayage solutions. Your success is our final destination. Savannah Logistics Group.
A logistics company that strives to deliver the best drivers, employees, and customer experience through our core values of empowerment, innovation, and consistency. Savannah Logistics Group, a proud supporter of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Eagle Nation, this is Kennedy Finch, the Executive Director of the Eagle Nation Collective. Your passion fuels our pride, and we're looking to add to our roster at the Eagle Nation Collective. For as little as $1 a day, you can help our athletes train harder, play smarter, and create those championship moments. We want to see 2,000 new members by the end of the season, and Eagle Nation, we need you to help us get there. Together, let's soar higher than ever before. Visit EagleNationNIL.com to join the Eagle Nation Collective today.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude, gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
The power of Folsom is real, and Eagle Nation, you make the difference. Get your tickets now at 1-800-GSU-WINS or visit gseagles.com/tickets. It's Tackling for a Cure and Hall of Fame weekend as the Eagles host Marshall Saturday, October 12th at 6 p.m. Wear your blue and white proudly as we promote cancer awareness and honor the 2024 Athletics Hall of Fame class. Saturday, October 12th, Georgia Southern against Marshall. 1-800-GSU-WINS or visit gseagles.com/tickets.
What's up, fans? This is Roddy Jones, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country weekly during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to get your podcast. And while you're at it, be sure to give us a follow along on Twitter. @CSNowTweets.
This is Hail Southern Live, powered by Learfield. Live at Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. Here's Danny Reed.
Hail Southern Live in 2024 brought to you in part by Core Credit Union as we continue in Statesboro from Wild Wing Cafe. Going to have punter Alex Smith come join us in just a couple moments. If you have any questions for him or Coach Helton, you can submit those at GS Sports Network or on Facebook Live. Coach, we did get one earlier. We'll take a look at the Optum Orthopedics Eagle injury update. Can you provide some status on Robert Wright, David Dallas, Justin Myers, and Tyrell Davis?
Yeah, starting with Robert Wright, really progressing nicely off his surgery. That's back in March. It's usually 6 months to get cleared, really 9 months before you really start feeling great. So the earliest he would even think about being available would be November. And I've always gone by, is he medically cleared? Right. What's the confidence of the player, and what does my gut say? And so all of them are no right now until he's medically cleared. David went to go see his specialist, got an MRI. Everything looks good structurally and muscularly. It's just bad tendonitis of the shoulder that we've got to calm down. So kind of don't have a clear picture on that. Probably a little bit off there. Got some good news on Justin Myers. He'll start progressing back in practice this week. We'll see his confidence level leading up to Saturday, but he'll start practicing. And then Tyrell Davis, is going to be meeting with a specialist and really don't have a crystal ball on that one either. That's kind of indefinite right now until we get more further knowledge of it, but he's not medically cleared right now.
You speak all the time about it's not the hype of a game, it's about the prep of a game, but it's also this team's ability to adapt. We spoke about how the sudden change defense was so good after the turnover and only giving up a field goal. How do you speak to creating an environment where guys can adapt to any situation despite all the work and all the prep that you've done the week going in?
Yeah, it's something that was an unbelievable atmosphere that we played in at Ole Miss, and we tried to simulate things in the tip, which is terrific. One of the things that came with that is an unbelievable stereo system to be able to filter in crowd noise and be able to try to make it as lifelike as possible.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you get around 67,000 fans. It's a special environment. I thought our kids really settled in. I thought, we walked in a little bit tight, and then, after the first couple of series, I thought that really settled in nice and got into the game. But thanks to Anthony Tippins and Jared and a whole bunch of people that have made that tip exceptional for us to practice it.
As a player, you walked into an environment like that or environments like that during your career at Auburn, during your career at Houston. How can you put yourself back in what a player is going through is to say, look, I realize that things are going to be tight, but it's just a game. It's 100 yards. There's 22 people on the field.
Yeah, it's about doing your job and doing your job at a high level and having immense focus that things are going to go up and go down, especially when you're playing a top 5 football team, And so you look up and you got to be so glued into your assignment and to your job and be trained in that. And you try to do as much as you can as a coach, whether it was going to Eagle Creek on Tuesday, kind of taking them out of their normal practice routine and getting them uncomfortable there. And just trying to put them in moments where being comfortable with the uncomfortable is what you try to do, whether it's noise, whether it's the environment. We tried to simulate that all week.
Some of the names that got a chance to play a little bit deeper into the game. We saw Dexter get some snaps briefly against South Carolina State. David Bedenga is involved a little bit here and there, but he had the kickoff return where he ran over a guy from Ole Miss, and then he had the long run on that final drive. But also Taylor Bradshaw, who's gotten some plays here and there, but a diving 31-yard catch in front of 67,000 in Oxford. That's a cool moment for him.
Yeah, definitely. You get those three guys that, work so hard each and every week as well as a lot of others do. And then all of a sudden you get your opportunity. What a great job by Dex driving us down, to be able to get a scoring opportunity with big plays. You get a big run by David on that drive, and you also get a huge catch by Taylor. So really proud for them to be able to get in, get that experience, and that just provides growth for you at the position.
4 games into the season, you've had 9 different ball carriers and 13 different receivers. We talk depth, but even those numbers have to be like, wow, that's how many guys have touched the ball so far.
Yeah, I think that's what JC's doing a really good job of. He's not forcing balls. You know, you've been through 4 games. You have 1 interception on the year, about 140 throws. That's an elite number, one in every 140. And so that's what we got to continue to do, is to find the one-on-one opportunities. And you know what I appreciate about him is he trusts the guys. You know, he trusts them to go make plays. And so it's basically he's doing his job of finding the one-on-one, giving them the opportunity to make plays, and they're coming up with it.
While the offense has been so good at limiting turnovers, defensively, you forced a turnover in all 4 games. If you get one this coming week, it'll be the longest streak since the 2020 season. Putting these guys in a position where they can be opportunistic. How has Brandon and the rest of the staff done that?
Yeah, definitely. You know, our goal is to get 3 a game, and that's an elite number. And right now, you know, we've been consistent in getting 1. We're hoping to get multiple. You know, we basically created a turnover with the surprise onside. So you stole 2 possessions in that game. You really want to try to get to 3. That can be a game separator. And so we're sitting here dead even on the year, and you know, limiting ourselves really to only 2 turnovers, and being able to do a nice job getting them to.
When we come back from this timeout, we'll take some time with Georgia Southern's punter, Alex Smith, a long way from home. His parents and his family have had a chance to watch him over these last few weeks. They were in Oxford over the weekend, got a chance to visit with them, and Alex is off to a great start in his sophomore season. That's up when we come back. This is Hail Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Eagle Nation, this is William Martin from Southern Exchange Company. We're proud to always bring you the best selection of Georgia Southern gear for game day and every day. Make sure to stop by and visit us at our store across from campus on Chandler Road or online at southernexchangecompany.com. Follow Southern Exchange on social media at SXC Statesboro for the latest gear in stock. Southern Exchange Company, the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics.
Don't let an injury keep you on the sidelines. So go where the pros go. Optum Orthopedics. They're the official orthopedics and team physicians for Georgia Southern Athletics. Thanks to Optum, our Eagles get the best care on and off the field. The good news is that Optum is here for you too. Located in our community, Optum is the leader in advanced orthopedic care throughout the Southeast. Like the Eagles, you deserve the freedom to soar. With Optum's fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, you will. Your team, your community, your freedom. Optum Orthopedics, they're here for you.
Did you know that Yancey Rents is a Georgia-owned rental company serving Georgia since 1914? Yancey Rents has excavators, dozers, backhoe loaders, small dump trucks, water trucks, concrete saws, light towers, scissor lifts, and so much more. We've got a huge selection of equipment ready to be rented today. Call 844-YNC-RENT or check us out at yanceyrents.com. With 16 locations around the state and a new expanded lineup of equipment ready to be rented right now, Yancey Rents wants to be your preferred rental supplier in Georgia.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. You've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Since 1945, the SAC Company has established its reputation by safely providing high-quality construction services. The SAC Company consistently demonstrates the highest level of professionalism, safety, and attention to details. Their hands-on experience in all phases of construction assure that you will get quality performance in a timely and cost-effective method. Accountability, care, excellence, innovation, integrity, safety, teamwork. The SAC Company. We bring business to life.
I love watching my child grow through football, learning values and life skills that extend beyond the playing field. Now, there are more ways to play than ever before, from flag to tackle and beyond, with opportunities for boys and girls at any age. To find the right team, explore FutureForFootball.com's new League Locator tool and explore nearby leagues. It's never been easier to get your family involved in the game.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
The power of Paulson is real, and Eagle Nation, you make the difference. Get your tickets now at 1-800-GSU-WINS or visit gseagles.com/tickets. It's homecoming at Paulson Stadium at Evans Family Field, Saturday, October 19th, as the Eagles host JMU at 4 o'clock. One more time for the blue and white as the Eagles face the Dukes for a leg up in the Sun Belt's East Division. Join us for homecoming Saturday, October 19th at 4 o'clock. Call 1-800-GSU-WINS or visit gseagles.com/tickets.
And that size 14 hits the football firm and strong. Fair catch has already been called for. It hits at the 40 and it bounces inside the 30. What a boot for the Aussie as Jeff Smith downs that football at the 22. 63-yard punt for Alex Smith. It's the longest of his career. That 63-yard punt against South Carolina State is also the longest punt by anybody in the Sun Belt 4 weeks into the season as we return with Hail Southern Live, Wild Wing Cafe in Statesboro. If you have any questions, you can submit those on Facebook Live, or you can also do so at GS Sports Network. Coach Helton will join us for our final segment talking about the first ever Georgia Grown Bowl between the Eagles and the Panthers, the start of Sun Belt play up in Atlanta. It's 3:30 kick on Saturday. It'll be nationally televised on ESPNU. Cutwater Spirits Tailgate Show will start at 1:30. Let's talk to the Aussie. Give it up for Eagle punter, the lefty, Alex Smith, here at Wild Wing Cafe. Welcome, mate. Good to see you, man.
Thanks, Danny. My pleasure, mate.
When you see the transition that you have made from one sport to another, but also from year one to year two in America, what are some things that you've noticed about how much you've improved?
Oh, yeah. It's light years difference. I remember going out there for my first punt against the Citadel, and I couldn't believe where I was, to be honest. And it sort of stayed that way for the first half of the season. I remember stepping out against Wisconsin. I was equally uncomfortable. And, yeah, just the transition to year two has been night and day. Like, stepping out there against Ole Miss, I just couldn't wait. Like, I was super excited to get the ball off and hopefully, play my part for the team. And, yeah, I'm hoping to just continue to grow and have a really good end to the season.
How much different is it swinging a tennis racket as opposed to swinging your leg?
Well, it's completely different because one is using your arm and the other is using your leg.
Thank you, Alex.
But
Appreciate that.
yeah, the
I would clear that up for everybody.
The transition is definitely not super common. I understand that, but yeah, we're afforded with a very nice background in Australia of all being able to kick. It's nothing new. My sister's boyfriend just came over from Australia, and we were just having a kick on Paulson Stadium together. So, yeah, the transition was pretty easy, but forming into a punter was another thing. But that took a while. But we're here now. So
you and I have talked before that playing a catch in Australia with the football, you don't throw it to each other, you kick it to each other. That's your version of playing catch.
Yeah, that's how we all know how to kick. We don't play catch with balls and mitts back in Australia. We just get a football, and I just used to kick in the backyard with my dad growing up. He taught me to kick on both feet, and he was a superstar footballer himself as a kid. So that's how we're able to do that.
He made an impromptu debut on the Tailgate Show a couple of weeks ago when South Carolina State was in town. They followed you guys to Ole Miss. Just having them in America for the last few weeks, that had to have been really cool for you.
Yeah, it's really special. They've been really supportive. It was pretty tough when I quit tennis and made that transition. It was tough for the family because so much went into it, so much was invested into that part of my life. But they've been, unbelievable, and the support they've showed me by coming and watching the games and supporting the Eagles. I think they spent $500 at a Southern Exchange the other day, and just ridiculous numbers, and they're rocking all the merch and waving the Aussie flag and just as loud as anyone in the stadium. So
I don't know why you wouldn't want to spend money at the official merchandiser of Georgia Southern Athletics. That's a great move by your family.
Yep. Nice one, Danny.
All right, we got a question coming in on Facebook Live, and this is something that came up earlier today. You had some choice words about this as well with the Spec Group. You guys, you all love golf. Who is the best golfer on the special teams unit? We heard what Gavin said earlier today, and now what's your thoughts on that?
I love that I get my say. What I will say is I'll take our special teams unit versus any other special teams unit in the country. Yep. I mean, there's about 3 or 4 of us in the room that are single-digit handicaps. I will on the record state that Matt Daniel is probably the best golfer by a little stretch, actually. And then Walker's pretty awesome as well, and I'm bringing up the rear in third. But I try my best. I mean, I'm trying to get to Spanx level. Not quite there yet, but we're a good unit, and we all love our golf. So,
are you good off the tee? Are you a wedge guy? Are you a putter? Where's your strengths?
Good off the tee,
okay.
And then good with the wedges as well. Good with the short game. I think the transition from tennis to golf really resonates in that area. Like to putt, like to chip. So.
There was something that you said when you were on Inside Georgia Southern Football a couple of weeks back when you had your interview with Whitney. The fact that you're simply a member of a team, and that's something that gets lost in all of this. Tennis is individual for the most part, but being on a team, that's something that's really special to you.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love it. I mean, yeah, I love being part of a team. Like, when I kick a good ball and coming off and just getting the praise from the boys, it's just so awesome. I love getting around the team as well. I mean, I'm watching almost as a fan on the sideline. I have no idea what's being called. You know, I just see the ball being thrown, and Jay White running up the middle, and I'm cheering just like any other fan. I don't know what play's about to come, but I love being their teammates and supporting them, whether it be in the weight room, you know, the training room, helping them get better, or on the field.
All right, when you took off on the fake putt last year against Coastal, did you realize what you were doing when you were doing it?
Oh, absolutely. I did know what was at stake. I think the naivety of my background helped me a little bit. But, I mean, I just looked up and I knew I had to get to the second orange marker, not the first one. I had to get to the second one.
The second one. Yeah.
And I looked up and I was like, yeah, I think I can get there. So, and I wouldn't have taken off if I didn't think I could. So, yeah. That gets brought up a lot. I don't think I'll get to do it again, but I'll cherish that one forever. So,
well, Turner told me what he was thinking of what he told you. What's your memories of when you went back over to the sideline and you go up to him about what you did?
Oh, he was very happy, obviously, but he was like, if you don't get that, like if you don't get the first down, then I'm in big trouble.
All right, we did a couple of Aussie slangs last year when we did a flight report with you following that 18-yard run against Coastal Carolina. So with your permission, can we do some more Aussie slang to educate our fan base about how you might say some things?
Absolutely.
Okay, how would you say umbrella?
Umbrella we call a brolly. Yeah.
Just a brolly?
A brolly.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't say that here.
How would you say sweatpants?
Like trackies? Yeah, tracky dacks. Yeah. I love wearing my tracky dacks in the winter, but I can't say that either here. I've got to say sweatpants.
Yeah, if you get somebody I got to get my tracky dacks, I don't know what kind of look you would give to other people.
That's the thing about America. I mean, everyone's like, your accent's changed, but my accent clearly hasn't changed, but I can't say many of the words I wish I could. So,
all right, how would you talk about getting a sandwich?
Sandwich is just a sanger. Yeah.
Is there a specific kind of sandwich that has a name, or?
No, not really. We don't. I mean, yeah, we got the grilled cheese singer. But,
okay.
No, there's no Aussie slang with types of sandwich.
All right, what's one that you could share with us that we might be able to use in everyday back and forth?
Oh, I don't think you guys will be using any of them, but
well, you never know.
I remember last week the Specs, they asked me they wanted to play golf, and I just went, yeah, bloody oath. I want to play golf. And they went, excuse me? I went, bloody oath. And they were like, what does that mean? I'm just like, it just means yes. Like, let's do it. But yeah, I can't say that either. But
when you prepare to punt, Paulson Stadium road game or whatever, how do you get yourself locked in?
Yeah, good question. I like to get a few kicks in the net. Obviously, it's important to stay loose. As much as I'd like to be, up supporting the team as much as I can, as well, it's very important that I keep my legs fresh for the duration of the game. I actually struggled with that last year. Tended to have my legs sort of lock up and get quite fatigued at the end of the game because I wasn't really looking after them as best as I could by just like standing up and, jumping up and down when we would score a touchdown. So I try to stay locked and do my job most of the game. And part of that is being disciplined with, keeping off my feet is sort of, it doesn't sound great, but it helps me perform the best that I can. So that's something that I've been fiddling with this year. And Coach Beck used to do that a lot as well, he told me. So I just make sure that I'm keeping the legs fresh, get a few kicks in on the net, and then I'm walking over on second down to Coach West where he's screaming, "Punt alert, alert, punt."
That's pretty good.
And
he
then he
watches these, by the way.
Yeah, he'll love that. And then third down, I just make sure the heart rate's up, the body's ready to go, and then hopefully we convert on third down, and then I don't go out there.
You brought up Anthony Beck, somebody that's been able to help us out on the sidelines on the radio this year, but also a volunteer coach for special teams, working with Blake, working with Turner, somebody that had so much success here. How much do you lean on him to help yourself get that much better?
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. He sort of just appeared out of nowhere at the start of the fall camp. I didn't even know he was going to be employed. But the thing about Coach West and Coach Wilson is they're great coaches, but they're not kicking coaches. They're special teams coaches. So when I had Beck, I've started to lean on him just for my kicking and stuff. And it's been really good. He's been really helping me with the mental side of it as well, like I just mentioned, with getting off the feet. And Beck has all the Georgia Southern records. He's got longest punt. He's got highest season average. So if I can just pick his brain any way I can to be just as half as successful as he was, then we're in good stead. So.
He broke all Terry's records.
Yeah, Terry, he's an all-timer, isn't he? Number two.
He has a way of fighting you guys during practice. You're going to hear about that.
I wish I could get a number as low as number 2. I'm stuck up at 81. I don't think I'm going to get that low, Terry.
How'd you switch from 90 to 81? How did that happen?
Oh, I got no idea. I just give them the number. I just wear the number they give me and kick the ball. That's what. I don't care.
You got your first experience with Georgia Southern, Georgia State a year ago, but going on the road, heading up to Atlanta. What has been your experience with hearing about what this game, Southern versus State, and what that means to Eagle Nation?
Yeah, I can't wait for the game on Saturday. You can really feel the rivalry. Teams definitely don't like each other, and I love that Southern, not State mentality, and I'm going to do my best, obviously, to contribute to the win, but beating them means a little bit more than the other games, and I can't wait to see all the boys out there again, and we'll be fighting extra hard for this one, no doubt, as with all of them, but it's a tough conference, the Sun Belt, so to kick off this weekend with a win would be absolutely huge for the team, and I can't wait.
3:30 Eastern kick, nationally televised ESPNU. We'll start things off with the Cutwater Spirits tailgate show at 1:30 from the ATL. Buddy, you're a lot of fun. Great to have you on tonight. Thanks very much.
Danny. My pleasure, mate.
That's punter Alex Smith. He is a great one. Clay Helton comes back up when we close things out. Georgia State Panthers next on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, don't sacrifice your comfort. Ogeechee Heating and Air has served Southeast Georgia and surrounding communities for more than 15 years. With more than 35 years of industry experience, these licensed and insured heating contractors have the experience and know-how to get your HVAC job done right the first time. Whether you're selecting a new heating or cooling system, repairing an existing system, or you just want lower energy bills and a healthier home, Ogeechee Heating and Air has the service and expertise you're looking for. Call today, 912-739-4035.
Eagle Nation, this is Danny Reed reminding you to catch a new edition of the Inside Eagle Nation podcast every Tuesday on gseagles.com and the Varsity Network app. We'll catch you up on the week that was and preview the week that will be. We've got stories, we've got history, we've got everything you love about Georgia Southern athletics, all on the Inside Eagle Nation podcast. That's every Tuesday on gseagles.com and the Varsity Network app, covering all things blue and white. Tune in each Tuesday for Inside Eagle Nation.
Hey, Eagle fans, the 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Georgia Southern football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Georgia Southern Eagles. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
The passion.
He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown.
The fury.
There was flames on that ball.
The speed.
35, 40, there he goes.
College football.
For the end zone. Got it for 6 points. You cannot hitch the wagon. Put the ponies in the bars. To the end zone. 20.
This is the College Football Bliss. Listen all season long on College Sports Now on the Varsity Network.
Hey fans, this is Wayne Cook, co-host of College Sports Now. We're breaking down all the action from around the country every week during the football season. We'll look beyond the box score and keep our finger on the pulse of college football from September all the way to the national championship game in January. Listen all season long on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you'd love to get your podcasts. And be sure to follow along on Twitter at CSNowTweets.
Powered by Learfield. Welcome back to Hale's Southern Live, presented by Morris Bank. Make sure to tweet your questions to @GS Sports Network. Now, let's return live to Wild Wing Cafe. Once again, here's the voice of the Eagles, Danny Reed.
Just a few weeks left in this week's edition of Hale Southern Live from Wild Wing Cafe, getting you officially ready for Southern versus State. Saturday in Atlanta, 3:30 kickoff. We're live at 1:30 in the 11th all-time meeting between the teams. But Coach Helton, it is the first ever Georgia Grown Bowl, very special partnership between these two schools and the Department of Agriculture. Being a part of the first ever, a chance to play for a Commissioner's Cup. What's that like?
Well, it makes the game even more special. You know, I've had a chance to be a part of this game for 2 years now, both sides, winning and losing, and you can see how much it affects the kids, how proud they are when they win the game. You know how much it hurts when they lose. So it is an important game, not only to our fan base, to our students, to our staff, but now you add a trophy with it. And thank you to Georgia Grown Bowl. It is made it even more special. It's already a passionate game, an extremely competitive game between our two universities that have a lot of respect for each other. Now you add a trophy to it, you'll have kids fight even harder.
Georgia State is coming off of a bye week. They are 2-1 on the season. We talked about this earlier today on Inside Georgia Southern Football. Last time they were on the field, picked up their second ever Power Conference victory. They defeated Vanderbilt in the final seconds up in Atlanta.
Yeah, it did a really nice job. I think the last two games of being ultra poised. You look at that game versus Chattanooga, which was a real battle, and the defense had to come out and end a 2-minute drive with an interception. And then, you know, you go and play Vandy, and then it's the offense's turn on the last drive to score a big touchdown in the final waning seconds and do a terrific job. You know, we've got so much respect for Coach McGee. I've known him for a while, and obviously him and Coach Chaney. They've done it at the highest level. They know what it looks like. They've got 48 newcomers that they've really got bought into a culture right now. You can see them playing well within their systems, and all of a sudden you look up and they beat Vandy. And so they've had a week to be able to, you know, get a little bit of rest, a little bit of extra preparation. And so it'll be a great challenge for our football team to be able to go play a good team again on the road after coming off an emotional game. So another test for us, which is we look forward to those type of opportunities to have the chance to be tested.
You mentioned you've been a part of both sides of it, the winning and the losing. A year ago in Statesboro, a Thursday night, it was October the 26th. You got the win 44-27. Seeing the emotion that the fans had for a win like that and what it meant to Eagle Nation, how much more did it permeate the rest of the team?
Yeah, definitely. We know how we play for Statesboro, Georgia. I mean, we play for this university. That's what our coaches do. That's what our players do, and we have a lot of pride in representing, you know, the blue and white. And so every time we put on the uniform, every time that we walk on that field, we know we represent something bigger than us. And, when you're going to play Georgia State, yeah, it means more to everybody. It really does. And so we look forward to those opportunities. Pressure is a privilege. I've always said that. It's a pressure game against anybody you play. Now you go play a team from your same state with kids that know each other, that have grown up together, that have played high school ball against each other. It makes it even more passionate, and that's why we play.
Something you brought up earlier today at your press conference, you see a variance of defenses all throughout the season when you're playing anywhere between 12 and 15 games, but you brought up the fact that you may see more 3 down than you've seen up to this point, and maybe more 3 down than you'll see the entire season.
Yeah, we've battled against some 4-down teams, and then all of a sudden here comes an odd front that it gets mixed in. You look at the percentages, it really is based on, what type of personnel groupings you have in, what's the style of the game, are you running the football, are you throwing it, passing downs, you see a little bit more 4-down, some odd structure on early down and distances, but it makes you prepare in 2 different ways because the run game plans, are different when you match an odd front to an even front. It's something that Georgia has done, and obviously Coach McGee has brought to be able to mix in and out. Makes it harder in play calling, makes it harder in game planning, because you do have to be able to kind of be a chess master and be able to check to the right runs and things like that. So it's something that'll be strategized by Coach Applin, myself, and the offensive staff, and get ready for Saturday.
You brought up Coach Chaney running their offense, but Coach Shearer's on defense. He's got a ton of experience as well. When you look on the other side and see it's not just all those years, but it's all those impact games, those high-level national championship games, how much better do you have to be to have your plan together and be able to adapt, but also understand that the prep is the most important thing?
Yeah, definitely. I think both teams have been in some close games, and we've had our fourth quarter game, against Nevada, where I thought we showed immense poise, and they've had 2 back-to-back. And usually when you have an experienced coaching staff, and you look at Coach Chaney and Coach McGee and their staff, you look at it, they've done it at the highest level. They've been in those big-time games, and their poise rubs off on their players. Sure. That's why as emotion goes up, intelligence goes down. From a coach, you try to stay as poised as you can all the way through.
The first ever Georgia Growing Bowl. The winner gets the Commissioner's Cup, presented on the field by Commissioner Tyler Harper. Following the game, it is Georgia Southern versus Georgia State on Saturday in Atlanta. Kicking off at 3:30. We're live at 1:30. Coach, thank you as always. Best of luck in the ATL this weekend.
Thank you, Danny. Hail Southern.
Sunbelt play begins this weekend up in Atlanta. Thanks again to volleyball head coach Chad Willis and punter Alex Smith. For Brandon back in the Learfield studios, Danny Reed signing off from Wild Wing Cafe. Eagles and Panthers this Saturday at 3:30 on the Georgia Southern Sports Network, powered by Learfield.